Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you.
As Porsche readies for the introduction of its fully electric Mission E next year, the automaker continues to reveal more technical details about the production version, while also dropping some hints about what comes after the Mission E and the brand's electric push. Porsche pointed to one such possibility this past week in the form of its Mission E Cross Turismo concept shown at the Geneva Auto Show. Although that version takes a conceptual leap halfway to SUVs, with a more rugged tack and a bit more ground clearance, don't expect anything closer to an SUV built on Mission E underpinnings. That's because the Mission E's J1 platform, custom developed by Porsche alone, wouldn't adapt well for high-floor vehicles, according to Stefan Weckbach, head of electric vehicle development at Porsche. But prior to the debut of any models built on the joint Audi, Porsche PPE, Premium Platform Electric, F platform, still 3 or 4 years out, there may be other Mission E variants on the way. If you talk about two-door cars or convertibles, the Mission E platform will be ready for that, he said this week at an auto show roundtable interview. The Mission E family will use permanent magnet motors, developed with partner companies, that are completely different than the current excited motors being used in the Audi e-tron. Porsche's permanent magnet configuration was chosen primarily for its heat and power advantages, elements that are important to Porsche, because it has made assurances that the Mission E will be able to repeat acceleration times and sustain a constant top speed. Not all Mission E versions are likely to have 2 of those motors and all-wheel drive. We're definitely discussing rear-wheel drive options right now, said Weckbach, although he underscored that the most powerful version will have all-wheel drive and that its curb weight will be almost the same or a little bit heavier than the Panamera. Porsche has a reputation for making some of its purest performance cars, the GT2, for instance, rear-wheel drive. An electric car like the Mission E, however, could be at more of a performance disadvantage in rear-wheel drive form, as it wouldn't be able to recover as much energy via regenerative braking. We try in the Mission E to regenerate as much power as possible, but we need to have the car stable, said Weckbach, adding that the company learned a lot about this with its 919 hybrid Le Mans prototype, LMP1H, race car.
Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you.